Well, let's move on to some other topic we are following for you. Elon Musk has said Twitter will charge $8 monthly for Twitter users who want a blue tick by their name indicating a verified account as part of changes after a $44 billion takeover of the social media site. Mr. Musk said it was essential to defeat spam or scam. A blue tick symbol next to a username, normally for high-profile figures, is currently free, and there are fears the move could make it harder to identify reliable sources. Joining us is Marketplace Tech Pundit, also lead for Eyes of Africa, Henry Kobler. Good to see you, Henry. It's been a while. I take it Elon Musk is devising ways to make up for the amount he spent on acquiring Twitter, $44 billion. Or do we buy his claim that this is essential to defeat spam?
Generally, might not necessarily be about the money. I mean, if you really look at the press he put out there on Twitter about why he bought Twitter, it does not really indicate so much that he's really interested in the money. I think that he's just looking at a system where he's putting in place to sort of take some level of control and also to give some people some liberty on the platform. But generally, it might not necessarily be about money for him. But again, like you mentioned, it's really going to be a bit difficult to sort of give some people leverage on the platform. I mean, social media is supposed to be selling the eyeballs, not necessarily to be putting in money. I mean, the whole system of advertisements coming in and all of that deals with marketers or other people rather paying to make social media a place to really live a free life. And so if you look at the tweets which he put out there to say that the bed is spread, and you're letting out the bed, but in the point, you're also having to have some couple of dollars string attached to the bed, then it becomes a bit difficult to have some people have some leverage on the platform. But again, it also comes into a different light where when you're paying on social media, you're sort of having some level of privacy in terms of your use of information or data on the platform. And so it comes with its own advantage. I think that the next couple of days, to which he's given the engineers almost about a week to sort of redesign the advertisement system and then the verification system, I think that it would make sense when there's a proper press release on this. But I think that in general, it's really going to give the platform some level of leverage, but again, also take some people out.
How do you reckon this will play out? We all love the blue tick, but do you think people are really going to pay for it?
You should look at what LinkedIn is doing. I mean, how many people really go to the professional part of LinkedIn when they have to pay so much? Unless, of course, they realize that there's a lot of noise that is sort of coming into their DMs and other things, and so they sort of have to leverage or pivot about that. And so for me, if you're looking at what is even happening with Netflix and all, where people are sort of going off the subscription model to have some level of free life, and then if you look at the Netflix now introducing advertisements, to have people rather pay rather than having the users who are enjoying the content pay, it sort of tells you a lot about the culture of the people. If you're looking at TikTok as well, where I mean, it rather pays content providers and also now leverages on the views of people on there, you realize that the system basically is changing from people making so much input to the people that really want to have their marketing prowess out there. So I don't know his understanding in terms of how he's going to play out in some level of monthly fees. But I think that in the next couple of weeks, we'll sort of understand that.
And Henry, there are concerns about how he's running Twitter. He's fired the board, top managers. He appears to be the sole director. If I were an investor, I would be concerned.
You should be, but definitely it's his company now. And I'm sure that this had actually gotten a long string right from April when he made that announcement and all. But again, it's also a point where you're looking at the successes. I mean, if you're looking at a string of businesses, he's sort of getting along. I mean, if you look at how Tesla is sort of making waves, I mean, experience that firsthand. You'd understand that, I mean, he's competent in running what he really wants. And so his ideologies basically comes to play in how he runs his businesses. And so it does not matter if there are a couple of people sitting on the desk to definitely make the decisions on the platform, or it's him showing his ideologies on the platform. But the point is that he's competent enough to sort of run a business. He's done that before. And so investors will definitely look at his track record and be able to invest in the company.
It's all about his track record. And I know you like to draw lessons. So what can Ghanaian techpreneurs learn from all of this?
Yeah, I mean, number one, I think that when you're having businesses, you should always look at how you're going to exit. It's one of the things that Ghanaian businesses don't look at. we always want to be so people to the business, so we don't want to let go of the business at a point. And so you should realize that at a point, you could definitely believe in the company. And so you should have your exit plan at the start of your company. Secondly, I think that you should also look at how do you envision businesses that are out there. I mean, there are quite a number of startups that are out there that are looking for investors, but how do some of these investors really envision some of these businesses and are able to take over and make a better place with them? I mean, he basically is looking at making Twitter a better place. He's looking at introducing a lot of models into the business. And so I think that there are quite a number of startups that are struggling in Africa where you can have proper investors pick up these startups and make good use of it rather than to leave them to die and go through it. The last thing I'll definitely say is this. Look, Elon had to drag this because of due diligence. He wanted to make sure that the numbers that Twitter is putting out there is correct. And that is one of the things that I sort of fear for a lot of African startups, where we sort of put the numbers and throw it out to investors. You should realize that when an investor start of coming in, they're going to really look at the numbers that you're channeling or you're putting as your makeup point. And so definitely, I think that integrity builds it for you, especially when you're having a good takeover.
All right, Henry Kobler, thank you as always for your perspective on tech matters. That's the marketplace, everyone. Thanks for watching. There is more news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. 1 million Ghanaians could fall into poverty according to the World Bank, and Ghana's inflation rate is 148%. That's according to Professor Hank. You want to check that out, myjoyonline.com/business. My name is Darryl Kwao. We'll see you same time tomorrow.